What's up, everyone? Frosty. What up, bro? Oh, gotta open the camera. Because I'm professional. What up, bro? How you doing? Man, it's good to see you. How was work? Hopefully work was well. Dang gum. Wow, it's opening on the wrong screen. I'm still working. Golly. Well, you'll be out of there soon enough. I don't know why I have trouble with WoW opening on the right screen. Like right now, I got it set to... Oh, goodness. I didn't do it in time. It thinks monitor 2, the bottom monitor, is primary, and it's not. Well, it is, actually. I'm sorry, but I forgot to do it again. I have to click OK. There we go. Always something going on, huh? Yeah, well, that sucks. You're still working, but I mean, you'll probably be done soon, right? I hope so. I work all day too, and then I come home and, well, I say come home. I work from home, but a lot of times I'm out and about with clients and whatnot, so it can be pretty cray-cray sometimes, but all in all, it's not too bad. Let's see. I need to start logging with Warcraft logs again. Let's see. Let's update Warcraft logs, and then I will jump us in. In fact, I'll go ahead and turn that camera on. And I am sitting right there. Okay. Let's see. I got mail from the auction house on Papa Smurf, so let's just go ahead and log in from that. So do you work from home, Frosty? Is that what's going on? You said me too, LOL. Or were you talking about something else? Turn this music down just a little bit. It is so finicky, this bar down here. Oh, you was talking about hoping to be done working soon. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we have this nasty habit that we like to eat and pay bills and keep the lights running and play WoW. It's just a nasty habit. And so we're consistently working to do such. These days you feel like you work just to play WoW. Well, yes, in a way that's true. I am going to let me turn my camera off for just a second. I apologize. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what was wrong with that. I have this Pepsi in here. This 3 liter of Diet Pepsi. Don't judge me. I'm probably going to be drinking straight from it, but I had it in a cup. And, whew, it didn't smell right. But I drank from this, and it's just fine. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll just go get a water. I'll be right back. Wife's trying to get that life insurance. I can't blame her on this one as much as I'd like to. I bought the 3 liter while I was getting gas today at the convenience store just because I didn't have any sodas to drink in the house. And yeah, I think maybe it probably been maybe, I don't know. Blech. Got some pretzels while I was in there too. Last, I am out of my I'm out of my Rice Krispie treats. There's none in the box. Or in the trash it goes. My wife be trying to get the life insurance, but the joke's on her. We actually have more life insurance on her. Not more, a higher amount on her because we could afford it than we have on me. Because my wife is younger than me, so it was less expensive. All right. I think on Papa last night, I left off with, I need one more dungeon, which I'm certain I will get done between now and over the weekend. Oh my God, mailbox. What gold do I have in the mailbox? Oh, I never picked up my mana oil money from yesterday. Got to talking about it. Left it in there. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I sold some augment runes that I had that I don't need. So I'll take that. Take that. Take this little baby thing. Oh, these came back. They didn't sell. And let's get my acuity. And let's check my professions. You know what? Let's go in here and get that storm dust. I'm gonna buy some level 2 storm dust. I'm gonna buy some level 3 storm dust. Let's start with level 3. Let's buy 5 of those. Let's see what that does for that Jerry mana oil. open up. What is that right here? Alt Shift 8. Ah, see, with the 3, I can almost get it to 3 there. Well, let's see. Can I make some finishing reagents here? I think that might be tailoring, right? Let's see. Look at that. Yes, please. Do it at level 3, yields 25% more. It's going to use some ley line residue. So let's go buy some more of that.
I have an extended supply of fruits for outlanders.
Let's buy.
Return and peruse.
This one has ingenuity. Yeah. Requires a work table to do that. Okay, let's go to the work table. Just right over here. Oh, bright polishing cloth. Dang. Oh, it's because I need so much. Wow. How much does that go up? All right. Okay. Let's make some Algerian mana oils. Let's put my missive in here. Why? Really? Oh, maybe I messed that up then. Usable with jewel crafting recipes. Dog it. Well, that's okay. I'll put them in the auction house. Oh well. All right, let's create this. See how many we get. Remember, on me right now, I have 12. So let's see. All right, that only made 5. Then it went back to level 1. All right. Let's get some more level 3s then.
My directive is to serve you.
Let's just get 50. We'll spend 1,800 gold for that.
My directive has been fulfilled.
I keep reading your message, Frosty, about my wife trying to get the insurance money. I don't even know why I'm flying. I can do this from here. All right. I'll put the mirror powder back in there. And let's create one. Give me some extras. Only 5. All right. One more time. Give me some extras. You can do it. There we go. Look at that. It made 18 that one time. That was our other one. And it made 15 plus 3 more. Let's keep that gravy train going. I can only do this one more, I think. Oh, ingenious breakthrough. What does that mean? Oh, it used less concentration. All right, well, let's do another one. Gimme, gimme, gimme. All right, that time it made 15 instead of just 5. And I can do another one. Let's do another one. Remember, I started with 12. Let me look up something real quick. I want to look up the if I use concentration with enchanting Jerry Mana oils to get it to level 3, when so what will help me to not have to use concentration? See what it says to that. Yeah, I'm working on that. It says I need to go into here and optimize optimal oils. I should have been doing that because one more give me a plus 10 skill. And rank 20 will give me plus 20 skill and use 5% less concentration. All right. What did that do for me? Now it would use 74. concentration. Got the skill up to 438. All right. Well, I don't want to create the level 2 because it just doesn't. It doesn't pay enough. Ah, I need to be doing this. Gives me a buff here. Yep. And then do it. I have to remember that. Do a shattered essence into this. Let's just create one level 2. Let's see what that does. My skill is 438. All right. That's fine. Now, I have 65 level 3s. Damn, did I make that many? I had 12. See, level 2 one is there. Hot damn. Well, we'll go back and we will sell. So,
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
take that. Oh yeah, I also forgot that we did some fishing on this. Make sure I already know it. Yep, I know that one. And that's for when I want to do a ring. I'll sell it. I can always buy another one if I need it. All that. Sell that. Looks like those make a little bit of money too. I'm not going to sell them. I just want to see what it'll sell for. Okay, this one will do. I don't want to do all 65. Crap. It won't let me change it. All right, we'll skip that one. We'll sell the Bismuth Bitterling, the Ring Enchant. The Kaheti Slum Sharks will sell pretty quickly. And the Mirror Powder. Wow. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can make some of those.
My thanks for your patronage.
I think I looked that up the other day. That I can make some of those. Where's it at? Right, y'all. Use the mirror powder to try to make multiple mirror powders would be cool. I used 2 and made 2 the other day. Doing that. What I really should do is when I have some concentration, I'd put a level 2 in there and then some concentration to make a level 3.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
All right, where's the main oil? Put that in here. And we're going to do... we'll just put 55 in there. Leave me with 10 instead of 12. That's awesome. Go into edit mode. Put this as raid supplies. Even at level 2. All right. Oh, those are soulbound. I can't. Why did that let me sell that? Oh, I didn't see it. All right. We'll sell those. Sell those. There it is. Algeria Man Oil is selling. 20, 30, 35. Just that fast. Go ahead, Frosty. Go buy my mana oil. Hey, thank you. So 37 of the 55 have sold so far. There's another, and they're gone. You'll get right on that. Good looking out, brother. I appreciate it. You know, but you said yesterday or the day before that you probably were the one that bought some of mine, so why not, right? I'm surprised the Kaheti Slum Sharks haven't sold yet. Okay, well, nibbling minnow. That sold. How much is that so far? 5,500 gold. $57.08. That's awesome. Got to make some money. I'm down. All right.
And peruse my inventory again.
Let's go back to the... What the heck? People are so weird. That's funny. All right. go back here. I have not really leveled up my tailoring like I should. Let's look at the Patreon crafting order. I don't think I can make that yet. Oh, I can make that. Oh, and all I need adorning ribbons? Yes, please. That recipe's unlearned. That one is unlearned. We gotta learn some of these. This is unlearned. I know I can make that. And they're providing no mats. Oh well. All right. Gardening hat. You might have already looked at that. Unlearn. I don't have any duskweed bolts. I'll still look at the other ones just in case they supply it. None of them do. The hood. Yeah, I can do that one. Sure, I'll do this one too.
A welcome sight you all are. I love you all just as you are.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Dacian. Hopefully I said that right. Let's see. We're gonna make this. So tonight we are going to do Manaforge Omega. It is the current raid for Season 3 of The War Within. And we are going to do a fresh clear. So if you stand by, I mean, I'm going to not be raiding until 8 p.m. Central. So that's in about 2.5 hours from now. I'm going to run some dungeons. And, but raid in 2.5 hours, you'll get to experience us going through the raid as a fresh clear, meaning we're going to start with the first boss and down him as far as we can. It'll be in heroic. Now, I've got ahead of the curve. I've downed all of them. In fact, I'll show you that. My raid encounters, I've done all of them on heroic, and I've done the first 3 bosses on mythic. So yeah. So you said you're new to WoW. How long have you been playing? Come on now. You're speaking to my heart right there. All my characters, well, I say all. Most all of them are gnomes. I really have 3 mains. I have a gnome brewmaster monk as a tank. I have a gnome holy priest as a healer. And then, of course, this is my tune that I've had for almost 20 years. You said you played Season 1, but then life got in the way. So just a few weeks into this newest season. But this is my first expansion. Awesome. Well, so I took a break for a little while, but I originally started in Vanilla WoW before Burning Crusade came out, but it was about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before Burning Crusade came out. And so my first raid was Karazhan in Burning Crusade. Because by the time I hit level 70, because it was 60 and then it went up to 70 back in Burning Crusade, by the time I hit 70, Burning Crusade had been out for maybe a week or 2. So I got to raid in there and just fell in love. Got instantly hooked. Not only with the camaraderie, but the raiding and the gear grinding and just it sucked me in. So I continued to play. And then I played the next expansion, which was Wrath of the Lich King. And I played that as a hardcore player. Like, I was on every day. I was doing all the things and whatnot. I love that sound. Something else sold in the auction house. And I did all kinds of things, right? But I kind of burnt myself out because the next expansion came out was Cataclysm. And yes, I've always been a warlock. I've only had a warlock up until this season and this expansion. So I stopped playing WoW at the beginning of Cataclysm. I gave it up, right? A gnome rogue. Ooh. As a warlock. Well, you're on the Alliance side. You're a gnome rogue. I'll give you some credit for that. I hate rogues in PvP. But those are horde rogues, not gnome rogues. Gnome rogues are cool. But I stopped playing for basically 10 years. I mean, I would log in when the new expansion would come out, level my character, and then I would just quit. I'd only play for the 1 month. But then my wife and I got COVID right when Shadowlands launched. And so her and I played, and mostly me. I mean, she plays a bit, but I play a lot more hardcore than she does. And I played Shadowlands, all 4 seasons of Shadowlands. And it was amazing. I was even streaming back then. But then Dragonflight came out, and I just wasn't feeling it. I did a couple of raids, a couple of nights of raiding, and then I just wasn't feeling it. So I quit. Again. I was done. And there was some drama there, but nothing too terrible. Some folks was just getting on my nerves. So I was like, I'll be done. Well, we've been wanting to come back, and the old guild leader that was in this other guild kept saying, hey, come back. We would love for you guys to come back. And some of the other players are like, Papa, we miss you. We want you back. So we came back about 2 weeks before season 3 launched. We've been playing ever since. So, and now I'm back streaming, raiding, doing Mythic Pluses, all the things. In fact, on this tune, you can see down here at the bottom what my eye level is. Papa Smurf is a 726 Demonology Warlock. So yeah, my wife plays casually too, just collects hunter pets and is excited for housing. Yeah, I'm excited for housing too, and so is she. You said, glad you found a good crew to raid with and have a... And my notifications just got in the way. Let me move that. Sorry. So you said, glad you found a good crew to raid with and have a way to spend time with your partner. Yeah. And she would normally be at raid tonight, but she's actually out for the evening. She's out doing something with my son. So I'll be there, though, in full force, and you'll get to hear it, Discord, and watch the fights and everything. And it's all heroic. And we're pretty good until we get to Saladar, which is the next to last boss. It's a harder fight than all the others. The first 6 bosses, we'll blow through them, no problem, in about an hour and a half, maybe. The second to last boss might take us a couple pulls, and then, of course, yeah, we have a love-hate with Saladar, don't we? Frosty. So, and then Dimensius, while I've downed Dimensius on my own with, pug groups and other groups, my guild has not. So I go with them to try to help them do it. Well, we'll see if she's looking for any other DPSs. What's your item level? $710 in a dream? Well, you can come in on 710. We'll see. Yeah, 710, like Frosty just said, 710 isn't bad. Actually. 710 is respectable. And in a lot of guilds and in a lot of pug raids, 710 is the minimum to do heroic to get in. And at least that means you can roll on gear and stuff like that too, and possibly get some upgrades. Now, Mythic Pluses, that's where you get gear. Just to give you an idea, you can see here, I mean, my IO score is 3080 on this tune. My best is a 14 times streets. All the other ones are 13s, except for Arakara, and I just need to do a 13 on it. And poor Frosty has been watching me do Arakara to try to get that, and these groups, right, Frosty? These groups, just rough. They can't hang with Papa. Oh, that's good to know. I just need to be brave enough to do the harder content. You know, it's a dance, okay? Once you know the dance, then it's really just maximizing your DPS from there, even as a rogue, right? Nobody's replied on the guild finder yet. Are you looking for a guild? Is that what's going on? Yeah, I was asking too if you were actually looking for a guild. You said you're spamming 8s because you're too scared of 10s. You know, it's a confidence thing, right? And you said that, right? You're too scared of 10s. But there's only a 30% difference between an 8 and a 10. And then, you know, you're running with all the affixes on a level 10, right? So, you know, you're running with tyrannical, fortified, and then once you get to 12s, then this kicks in, and you want to make sure you don't die, because dying means a 15-second penalty instead of a 5-second. So if you're doing 8s and you know the dances, then it's only roughly a 30% difference between 8s and 10s. I mean, seriously. Let me pull it up. I'm going to see if I can find it here. Show you I'm not crazy. That I think I know what I'm talking about. Make no promises on that. All right. Let's look at Wowhead here. We'll go to... Nope. Let's go Season 3 and Overview. And there we go. So at 8, the enemy health or damage modifiers, and I'll make this bigger so we can see this easier on stream. Okay. As an 8, it's a plus 61%, right? As a 10, it's only plus 84. So, okay, it's 23% difference. That's small in comparison to going from a 2 to an 8, right? So they hit harder and they have more health. You know, I find that with a demo lock, if I do lower than a 10, my cooldowns don't line up that well. And it's learning when to pop those cooldowns so that you have them for the boss when you go to the boss. Yeah, the War Within is my first expansion also, and I found doing harder things. Yeah, is easier with a guild, at least for... Yeah, it's easier with a guild, and Yeah, sorry about that. It's weird. So this Razer Kraken V4 Pro headset, great headset. Although on stream we've had some issues, right, Frosty? But it's connected to the computer and it's connected to my phone at the same time. And so when the phone rings, it switches the mic from working with the computer to working on the phone. Now I can hear both things at the same time. I can hear the phone and like I could still hear the game and the music and all that. But when the phone rings, it switches the mic to the phone so then I can hit the button on the headset, answer the phone, and then talk on the phone, and then it won't route that audio through the computer. And then once I hang up, then it switches the audio or the microphone back to the PC. So no, that wasn't the wife. That was actually my cell phone provider calling and wanting to talk to me about promotions. And I'm like, no, I'm good with what I got. Thank you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. I'm in the middle of streaming. I got folks that I want to talk to besides you. I really wasn't that much of an ass with that person on the phone, but I just pretty much told him I wasn't interested right now. So going back, yeah. So easier with the guild at least. And, you know, I don't mind running people through keys as well. You said, Dacian said, interested but a little picky. Want to be in a heroic guild that can raid Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So, not that I'm trying to recruit you, but just be aware we do raids on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Right now on Tuesdays, we are doing alt normal runs where people that have alts will come in, they'll bring their alts. Some people still bring their mains because that's all they have. That was me for the longest time. And they can get normal gear to help them begin to do other content to get even better gear. On Fridays and Saturdays, we're always doing heroic after we finish normal raids. So like now and for probably the past 7 or 8 weeks or whatever, we've done heroic. Typically, we'll do one night where we do a fresh clear because there are people that still need loot. And then we'll have one night where we're progression. And so again, right now, we're progressing on the last boss to get the guild ahead of the curve achievement. Once we do that, then we'll do other things like achievement runs in the raids and things like that. I raid with Frosty on Sunday, Monday. He's in another guild and runs with another guild group. I raid 7 days a week, so I'm raiding with 3 different guilds. The Chosen, which is my guild that I'm a part of. It's not my guild, but I'm in that guild. Slayers of Darkness is another guild that I run with on Wednesdays and Thursdays. They raid. So Tuesdays is the Chosen. Wednesday and Thursday is Slayers. Friday and Saturday is the Chosen, where we do our heroic raids. And then Sunday and Monday is another guild called Happy Accident. That's the one that Frosty's in, too. Frosty, you're in Happy Accident, right? Or do you just run with them? Yeah, okay. So he's in Happy Accident. And I actually found Happy Accident through the raid finder when I was looking to run a Mythic raid. I guess Bone Daddy, the raid leader, was looking for folks to sign up for raid to plug in. And he had it listed as Mythic, but it wasn't really going on Mythic. And that's what I was looking for. So he said, no, we're running heroic. I was like, oh, it's listed as Mythic, but I'll stay anyway. And found a home. They're pretty cool. So found a home and been raiding with them. They're a great bunch of folks. They're hilarious, but awesome at the same time. So, but that's me, and I raid 7 nights a week, at least right now. He did the bait and switch. I'm gonna have to give him a hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose, but I was like, I'll run heroic again. I've done it so many times. Like you could see, like let's open up DBM. Maybe DBM will show you. Daily Boss Mods doesn't always show the stuff, but Let's go. Mana Forge. Yeah, that's not right. I've done Plexus more than 4 times on Heroic. Lumenthar, all of these more than 4 times. It's just that I've had deadly boss mods. Because you could see here, Raider IO will tell you I've done Forge Weaver 13 times. Soul Hunters 10, Fractilis 12. I've down Saladar 4 times. You know. If they need me, I raid on 3 classes. In fact, I am done here as soon as I get done with enchanting. Just checking my enchanting professions. I will pop over to my tank. Am I going the right? No, I went too far. It's over here. So I have, like I said, I have a tank, a healer, and my DPS, with Papa being my main that everybody kind of wants. But yeah, I've rated DPS and heals and tank. Slayers will bring me sometimes as a healer, sometimes as a DPSer. They were going to bring me as tank one night because their tank was running late, but then he showed up. So, all good, you know. Let's switch on, switch on. Yeah, I'll make that. I'm trying to earn some acuity so I can buy other enchants and things. Some mirror powder. You gonna provide all the mats? Level 2, I can do that. Not a problem. And you make a little gold here and there. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, I can't use any finishing agents here, but okay, so I can make that. I'm actually good on all 3 classes too with rating. On my tank, I'm 7 of 8. I haven't done Dimensius because we just haven't downed them. None of my guild groups have downed them anyway, and I haven't done it while I was on the tank. I've got the mats for this. It wants it on level 2, but I can't do level 2 because I've spent my concentration. But that's okay. All right, let's go to the mailbox. And then maybe I'll see if I could do 1 Mythic Plus on Papa. I only need 1 more for the vault to finish it out. My highest this week is a 14. Not that streets. I'd already done a streets on 14 last week, but this week I've done a 14. It was also a streets. And I just need 1 more dungeon to be done with Papa Smurf, and then I can relax on him. All right, let's pull all these out. I get some knowledge too. Sweet. Let's look at that. We got no knowledge on that. Let's go to enchanting. Oh, maybe I've got to spend it. Let's see. Let's open these up. Acrolytes, bismuth, bone charges, lure drops. Oh, I got a thunderous hide on that one. Okay, okay. What do I get in here? I already know that one, so I'll go and sell it probably. Here's my... In the next expansion, if I wanted to be a special little snowflake, what class would I play? I mean, honestly, all the classes are pretty good in my opinion. You know, DPS is the easiest to play because there's so many DPSs, and you think about a raid, most raid makeups are like what we call 2-4-12, meaning 2 tanks, because that's you have to have 2 tanks, 4 healers, and 12 DPSers. And what makes DPSing easier is not that, you know, there's less mechanics, because there's usually more mechanics for DPS to deal with usually than most other classes. or most other roles. But it's that even if you screw up, there's 11 other DPSers that are there, right? With healers, you have to be on point because you're healing the raid. If you're not healing enough, people start to die. So that's kind of an important position too, but there are 3 other healers, so it's not just on you. Tank is super important. You got to stay alive and you have to do the mechanics so that it doesn't wipe the group, right? And there's only 2 tanks. So if one of the tanks goes down, the other one will eventually go down. So if you're, just kind of new to WoW and whatnot, stick with the DPS. I personally think casters, ranged, is harder than melee. And as a rogue, you play in melee. There's usually not as many mechanics for a melee that there is for ranged players. Ranged usually has to go around and do more things, whereas melee can just stay up there with the boss. There are some exceptions to that, some fights and whatnot that have exceptions to that, but for the most part, it's very true. Now, that being said, too, I find that usually it's more of your ranged classes that do more DPS, right? And that's true, too, like what Frosty just said. That and ranged is kind of a glass cannon. Melee feels like they have more survival, and that's typically true, too. But part of that is also, too, because a lot of mechanics are hitting the ranged. And so you have to be able to get out of things and whatnot, and you have to learn. And I'll do a dungeon. Let me just start a dungeon up. Give me just a sec. Let me finish this. I'll start a dungeon and give you some ideas here. Since you raid 6 nights a week, what class would you say is least common? Rogue is least common. Absolutely the least common of all of them. I mean, we hardly see a rogue. We see a lot of hunters usually. Mage is on short supply. We usually only sometimes have 1 or 2 mages. I have in the Chosen, we have a rogue or 2 every now and then. Warlocks we usually have enough of. As far as range goes, mages, we need more of them. Like I said, hunters, warlocks we're good with. What are some of the other ranged ones that I'm missing here? Druids, I think there's some ranged on druids. We normally see druids as either a tank or a healer. Now, what you can look at is if you really want to look and see what is meta and what isn't. Let's do this. Again, very good resourceful site is Wowhead. And what you can look up on there is tier lists, right? And look at the DPS for rating, and it'll show you the rankings. So S class being the super class, if you want to call that, best of the best. There are none in raids right now. There's A classes, then B classes, and C classes. And in those orders, like Feral Druid is top of the B class and Outlaw Rogue is the bottom, but it's all B class. So they're all going to be pretty close, right? A classes. Like, for instance, Destruction Warlock, since I play a Warlock, Destruction Warlock is in the A class, but I play Demonology. And as Frosty will tell you, I out DPS even Destruction Warlocks that are around the same item level as me. Just because I've been doing it for so long, and I'm, without tooting my own horn, I'm a good player, and I pay attention to details, and I like to min-max, meaning I want to get the most DPS per second by doing certain things, you know. And yeah, I got that cool factor. Don't give me a big head now. My head will grow literally on stream, and it'll, you know, you won't be able to see it inside this box down here and just get so big. And Frosty is 100% right. You should play the class you enjoy. And most any good raid group will adjust. They'll bring you. Most raid groups look for consistency. You're showing up. And then they want to look for, are you doing mechanics or are you dying a lot? If you're dying a lot, then eventually some raid groups will make you sit out. You know, Happy Accident has had to do that before, running with on Saladar, the second to last boss, because it's so hard. And if you're dying, you know, and not pulling your weight, it makes it harder on the rest. Oh, for sure. In a lot of games, I just play whatever is bottom tier or whatever is least common. I like the idea of having a really diverse raid team. Absolutely. I mean, everybody brings a little something to the table. As a warlock, I bring cookies and I bring a battle res to the raid, and I bring a summoning closet, which is probably the most important that everybody wants, is to be able to summon people right to whatever boss or whatever raid we're in, or dungeon even sometimes. Uh, but like as a mage, mages give arcane intellect, which makes other ranged players hit harder, do more DPS. It's like 5% or something like that. Frosty will know. Uh, let's see. Even when we've had to sit people, we bring them back after salad and bring them back the next week. It's not permanent. That's right. It's not permanent. It's just for that one boss to get them down. Because if you have a group of players that know the fight and do all the mechanics and are good at knowing the mechanics because they've done it enough, right? They have experience with the boss, then it's easier to down the boss. Because always, 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 always remember, mechanics is king. Your DPS is 0 if you're dead. So you got to do the mechanics. You do the mechanics, you'll survive. And then it's just learning where to stand and be there ahead of time, ready, so that you can maximize your DPS. It's all about pre-positioning. And I still make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I die every now and then. Like last night, I was dying in the Dimensius fight, and I was getting pissed off. I think Frosty even heard me yell on screen or on stream one time, like just pissed off because I made a stupid mistake, and it was a stupid mistake. You know. So yeah, you could always look at something like this for raid to see, okay, you know, what's more popular. A Frost Death Knight is the most popular thing to bring to a raid. But take Frosty, for instance. Frosty plays a Frost Mage. It's in the B tier. Arcane Mage is in the A tier. In my opinion, that really doesn't make a difference. Honestly. If everybody is playing at 100% of their potential, then an Arcane Mage will do more damage than a Frost Mage. But I'm telling you, like as a Demo Warlock, their Affliction is better. And we have an Affliction Lock that plays with us, and she's good, but I'm just... Well, and I also have more, a higher item level and better gear than she has. But you'll watch tonight, you'll see her, she'll be around the top. And then, of course, you know, because I've done it so much and I raid so much, I know where to go, where to be, what to expect, what to cast and when. And that's part of that min-maxing. I'll out DPS her. Not because I'm a better player, but just because I'm more experienced. And that helps. So consistency, that's where consistency comes in. And some stat difference. There's some advantages and disadvantages. Like she has all kinds of, as Affliction, she has maneuvering. She can move while casting. She has a lot of instant casts. So she has the ability to be more mobile. As a Demo Lock, I don't always have that. I have some mobility. Better than Destruction. Destruction has 0 mobility, basically. Very little. They have 2 things that they cast on instant cast that'll let them cast while moving. Other than that, they have to be planted on the ground to do big DPS. All right, so enough of this. Let's do a dungeon. I'm done with doing everything. Let me just go in here. I need to get warmed up anyway. All right, let's go. Post that. All right. Exactly. A good Frost Mage is better than an Arcane Mage who has never played it before. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Could not agree with you more on that. All right. So let's find a dungeon to get into. I was going to go on to the tank, but let's find a dungeon to get into. And let's look up dungeons anywhere from 10 to 14. There's a 13 Arakara, which again, I'm trying to get that. So I get what's called resilient 13s, meaning that my keys, like this key right here, is a 15 Eco Dome that I have in my bags. Yes, you could sort by key level. Now, I also have an add-on called Pre-Made Groups Filter, which will fill in a lot of the filtering here for me. So like I'm looking for all dungeons on Mythic Plus that has a healer, has a tank, and has a damage roll available, right? And then I could do party fit so that it would do like no warlock already in the group, things like that. But I don't choose that option because sometimes they'll see me and they'll kick the other warlock. That might be bad, but whatever. When you're searching, it's real easy to search for things here, right? If you're here, you're looking at everything, and that's hard. If you say, I want to look for a 10 only, then it'll show you 9s, 10s, and 11s, right? It's only showing this 13 because I signed up. I signed up in it. They're not going to take me. So that's disappointing. But it'll show 9s and 10s, and if I turn these off, it'll show more. Right? 9s, 10s, and 11s will be all it shows. Now, when you're looking in here, if you ever want to get rid of this, all these folks that are saying willing to sell, go into filter, put minimum Mythic Plus rating, and put 1. And refresh. All those willings to sells will be gone. Right? So, the other thing that you could do is if you only wanted to do 10s, you could do 10-10, right? Meaning I only want to see dungeons from 10s through 10s. And then, as you see, it only shows 10s. Okay. And then if you want to see a range, like maybe 10s and 11s, then you'll hit 10-11, and it'll show you 10s and 11s. Now, here's a WoW Made Easy group. Let me see if I can go find that. They like to ask for a password to get into those. Let me see if I can find that. 10s and 11s. Shit time, but not super important. Okay, let's sign up. Where'd it go? Oops. Let's just search for WME. It's gonna be that ought to get me in. All right, well, while that's going, if they don't let me in, they don't let me in. All right. So let's look for, like I said, 10s to 14s. There's a 12 Eco Dome. Oh, let's turn this back on. I like to look for groups that already have healers and tanks in them. That way I can find groups that are semi-full and just go for that group, right? There's a 12 Eco here. We can do the 12 Eco. I can look at a 14 Priory. It canceled. Let's try it again. Let's try this group. And I like to put in here twitch.tv/TheReal Papa Smurf. That's my little way of advertising a little. And wow, let's look at, well, I could do a gambit. Let's see, let's refresh. Okay. 13 gambit it is. All right. Now, hopefully I don't feel too bad in front of y'all. Let's minimize some stuff here. Come on. All right.
As if we didn't have enough trouble. Now the mail is backed up. That postmaster is from your world. You must know her insane sorting system.
All right, here I am. Now let me check my spec. I'm in Mythic Plus spec. Portal, please. Must be summoning something. Yeah. Okay, you got your portal. I'm back here doing my thing. I'm eating. All right, got my buff. Put out some cookies. And then say, okay, I'm ready. Got my cookies. What's the horn? What's that horn? Oh, that's them doing a ready check in the group. And I'll pop flask before we pull. All right. You'll get used to those sounds, right? Certain sounds that happen.
3, 2, 1.
All right. So I'll try to pay attention to chat a little bit. Frosty can answer for me. He knows what I'll probably say at certain times if I don't see it. 'Cause these are going to be some big pulls. Oh my God. How am I already dead? See, you'll start hearing me get pissed off. Already 2 deaths. Come on. At least I didn't pop my cooldowns on that bullshit. I popped baby cooldowns. Oh, isn't that leather? Ah. I know this looks like a mess. It was funny to see. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, all right. I get pissed off when I die, especially when it's like, especially at the very beginning like that. That just gets on my nerves. Like, just fall over dead, you know? All right. Waiting to get everything together here. All right.
Invigorating fish stick.
$8 p.m. Central, yes. Oh, God, that hurt. I was stunned anyway. Yeah, we rated 8 p.m. Central. So over here on the side of my screen by my bags is where it shows my current local time. And that's in an hour and a half, basically.
Power eludes your grasp, Aldali. A tenet of your cartel.
Powers without wisdom lead to ruin, Solir.
Oh.
See how your wisdom fares against the might of the Titans.
I don't know why they do that sometimes. Like, you need to pay attention to who's in your group. That was a waste.
Sanitizing cycle.
Popped the cooldown at the wrong time.
Purifying burst. Titanic crash.
I could stand there for a minute because I popped defenses on that. Just for anybody who's wondering.
Purifying burst. Titanic crash. Purifying burst.
Come on, move the boss to the other ad. Thank you. It's like they heard me.
Sanitizing cycle.
Blue is down here this time.
Sanitizing cycle.
Ah.
Burst. Purged by fire. Titanic crash.
Boss is dead. We're doing okay on time. It all comes down to doing this next boss, the dragon.
Downfall.
The dragon can sometimes be a group breaker.
A taxing journey, but our path remains true.
See, demonology warlocks have a ramp-up period. I can't just come in there busting out large DPS, but once I get those imps up, it's pretty much easy mode then.
Yes? We have an eye for treasure, but not enough smarts to stay away from it.
Apologies, Captain. Please direct your grievances towards my associates.
You lot meddled with the wrong buccaneer.
Captain is a dragon!
Oh! I didn't think I was going to get out of that in time. There was two of them there.
Tidal burst.
Now, I am not going to pop cooldowns here because it's right before boss. And they are going down pretty quick. And my cooldowns are on 1 minute. That dragon has hands. That dragon just sucks. Probably shouldn't have popped that either.
Just to go to whoever brings me their
Ah, no, you're going to pull me.
Infinite breath. Time bomb.
Oh, no. No, they're going to take it and they're going to die if they take it right then.
Infinite breath.
now mine.
Yep. They will probably abandon this.
Infinite breath.
Now you. There is no timeline in which you defeat me. Just a gold to whoever brings me their power. Take no prisoners.
Infinite breath. Time bomb. Infinite breath.
Take no prisoners.
Infinite breath. Time bomb. Infinite breath. Infinite breath.
Take no prisoners.
Infinite breath.
Nope. Come on.
Infinite breath.
Almost there.
Now you're the one.
Time bomb. Infinite breath.
There we go. Whew. That's the rough one. The next one's not too bad as long as they interrupt. The Shrieking Blitz is what it's called on the ads on the last boss. We could still time this. It'll be close.
Must you hound my every step?
You cannot control this power. The
Drifting
artifact
star.
belongs in a museum.
Only the withered and dead belong in museums. Like your cartel. Your cartel has dissolved into dust. I choose to lead mine to glory.
Main thing on those ritualists, you gotta kick that, the unstable rift. You gotta interrupt it. Because it will wipe the group. And the Wandering Pulsar, you gotta switch to it. Kill it. Because it's doing AoE damage.
Unstable rift.
Yeah.
Drifting star.
There's the target selection. Yeah, it can be rough sometimes. Get on the ritual list. Pop some cooldowns. Alright, somebody got that one. That's good. Get that one down. Alright, we got that one. Now he can pull another group. Yeah, see, he pulled that Starseer. Only one on this one is the... God bless. I don't know what the problem is here. Like the healer or somebody is just not doing their job. Yep, there's the vote to abandon. Because we can't time it. Crazy. You know? Very crazy. Give you a nice enemy list to click on. Yeah. Let's drop this group like a bad habit. We go find another one. All right. Let's repair. Okay. And let's find another group. That was just horrible. Yeah, I don't know. Well, first of all, the healer wasn't doing... I mean, the tank was healing more than the healer was, which shouldn't be. So I think the healer was griefing a little bit, maybe. I mean, you know, sometimes it's just like that, I guess. Let's see if they'll let me in that Arakara. There's a 12 halls. I don't mind doing halls. There's a 10 eco. There's a 12 eco. There's a 13 eco. And they're attacking me on the 12 eco. What's insane? Oh, the healer? Not doing enough? I was in a group with a healer from another guild that I run with. And he did not get invited to this one dungeon we were doing. And I don't remember which one it was. But because he's a druid. And they called him a slow healer. Because druids do a lot of heals over time, also known as HOTS. But they're still pretty decent healers, because while they're... It's an eco dome, this way. While they do have a lot of HOTS, they also have some heals to go with it. So while the HOTS are healing, they're also healing. So, I mean, it makes up for it. Let's see what they're looking at in the group. Okay, so he's inviting a 725 chamois. Or, no, that's a mage. Oh, crap. We got a mage in here. A Void Elf Mage. Got Frosty's counterpart in here. Doop 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 doop. Best thing ever is this. My back scratcher. Best invention ever. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know if it's Frost yet. I'll have to look at him when he's close. Oh, best thing ever. High five. Who's here? Arcane. It's an arcane mage. Your back scratcher is too expensive. Now, and a painter. Well, so I bought these off of Amazon. I got like 5 of them. I think it was maybe $10, right? And they break real easily because it's one of these telescoping things, and they'll break real easy. Let me eat and be able to use my flask, so I won't have to pop another one of those. I'm ready, boss. I'm ready. A crown eater of the arcane.
5, 4,
Follow close on first pull, please.
1.
Dude, trust me, I know this dungeon.
Those guards have betrayed us.
4, 3, 2,
2,
She broke down our
1.
defenses, and her wastelanders are destroying the domes. They must be stopped. With our defenses down, there is nothing to keep the devourers out.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't going to be enough. Bruh. There we go. This is crazy. I've heard about these people that do this.
Devourers seem to be coming from the annex.
Power infusion
Where
ending.
they basically pull all the way to the first boss.
Soul scribe. Look out! Something is coming up. Calling more in.
Come on. Yeah.
Toxic
See,
regurgitation.
now they're not close enough to the boss to get hit.
Toxic regurgitation.
With that thing dead, we can return to the real problem.
Oh my god. Looking at chat.
Stay away from lions. Stay away from lions. Stay away from lions.
Gotta get that phase blade down. There we go.
Stay away from lions. Stay away from lions. Stay away from lions.
Power infusion ended.
Stay away from lions. Stay away from lions.
They have brought so many. They seek the complete annihilation of this place. Your pursuit is pointless. Salhadar lives. My own stand. This place full. All of this destruction for the traitors?
Oop, I interrupted that too.
Range 5. Stay away from lions. 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 Stay away from lions.
Power infusion ended.
Stay away from lions. Range 5. Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines.
Power infusion ended.
Special coming.
We have broken through. We must fortify.
Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines.
Power infusion ended.
Stay away from lines. AOE incoming. Stay away from lines. Range 5. Range 5. Range 5. Stay away from lines.
Consume spirit. Sparking energy. Ritual disruptor.
Stay away from lines.
Hierarchy surge.
You built this place on the high temple of correct.
Yeah, we are behind on percentage.
It was the only
Watch
place
your
our
step.
plans stood a chance of success. You have for nothing but destruction. You have no right to this power.
Sparking energy.
We did fail you, but destroying the dome will only hurt Karesh.
Watch your step.
Come on.
AoE incoming.
Marking set.
Yeah, still need a lot of percentage here.
Marking set.
AoE incoming.
It's because we skipped all that shit in the beginning. It's all good. We'll get it, I'm sure, but...
AoE incoming.
Marking energy.
Yeah, it's a lot of demons, a lot of imps.
Range 5.
It doesn't show it like it
Power
used to,
infusion
but
ended.
like you could see the bar next to my cast bar there that's shows like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Those are my imps that are out. Now, it doesn't show them on the ground anymore like it used to, but it used to show all of them. And when I would have 20-something imps out there, it was crazy.
And die or flee in shame.
Yeah, we need a couple of those guys. Yeah, probably even need the big guy. That might not be enough.
Watch your step.
Yep, he's going after the big guy.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
I knew he was going to do that. That's crazy.
Your step.
Fun, but crazy.
Your spirit.
See, that's why it's dangerous. That right there is why it's dangerous. Your top DPSer is down, and now you're going, there we go. But man, it's going to take a hot minute to get everything back going.
Watch your step. Spirit incoming.
Got it just in time. Now the healer's dead. I can't get the healer up. See? That's why you don't... Why do I get into groups where the people are doing things so much differently than the way it's supposed to be done? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. Now we're doing this ad hoc group.
Watch your step.
Waiting forever to get my demon out.
Watch your step.
See, warlock, especially demo warlocks, have a ramp up period
Stay away from
where
lines.
I got to ramp up, get the demons going, and get the imps flowing and stuff like that, and it takes a minute. That's why now I'm sitting down at the
Watch
bottom.
your step.
Corruption. Arcane tap. Arcane tap.
Stay away from lines.
Corruption.
Watch your step.
Energy surge.
Spirit incoming. Spirit incoming. Spirit incoming.
I am lagging a little bit, feels like. Come on.
Spirit incoming. Spirit incoming.
Just gonna say, don't blow up on me now. There we go. And got some leather trousers. GG's. Thank you for group. Post this here, and I'm out.
There was always the greater oath to save Karesh.
Alright. Yeah, it's a lot of demons. It gets crazy when you figure I've got my Felguard out normally, and I always have some sort of imps out because it's the way it's talented. So I always have some kind of imps, whether it's one or two. Like right now, I've got one. I don't know where he's at, but I have one. He's hanging around here somewhere. There he is, right here. Now I have two. Now, anyway, yeah, they're fun. They do a lot of damage too. Like when you look at this, well, my eye blast comes from doing my 2-set. Hand of Gul'dan cast at full power, meaning uses 3 soul shards. Summons a demonic oculus up to 3. Consuming demonic art flings your demonic oculi at your target, exploding for almost 1 million fire damage and 654,000 fire damage to enemies within 10 yards. Okay, that's my 2-piece set, and that's this right here, Eye Blast. You know, so it's flinging those oculi, which are the things that are above my head when they go off, right? I have like 3 of them up there. Anyway, so Eye Blast is my number 1 damage dealer, which is crazy. Now, I also have, so talking about the number of demons, so you got your Felguard here, right? Then I have another Felguard called, and it's over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see it. It's called Grimoire Felguard. So it summons a second Felguard who attacks my target for 17 seconds and deals 125% increased damage. He'll also stun and interrupt their target when summoned. So whatever I'm targeted, it'll stun them. So then now I've got that out. Then I cast Gloom or Charhound. Gloomhound, Charhound, depends on if I'm in Raid or Mythic Plus. I call it Gloomhound most of the time. That's this talent right here. He's either Mark of Faharg or Mark of Shatug. So one's a Gloomhound, the other is the Charhound. So then I cast them out. So now I got 2 Felguards and 1 Charhound dog out. Then I go and cast Call Dreadstalkers, which summons 2 of those, right? So that's 5 total pets that are out at this point. And then you have the imps, which handle Gul'dan. However many shards up to 3 that I have is however many imps it will generally call down. Now, there is some talents where sometimes I can get called additional imps, so sometimes give me more than 3. That's how you'll see me jump sometimes from 3 to 8 or whatever down there, right? Because it's talented and I'll have more imps. But what I really want out on my big cooldown is everything I just mentioned. Grimoire Felguard, the Charhound, and the 2 Dreadstalkers with my original Felguard out. And then I want at least 10 imps out. Then I cast another demon called Demonic Tyrant. Now I summon a Demonic Tyrant to increase the duration of your Dreadstalkers, Vile Fiend, which is the Charhound, Felguard, and up to 10 of your wild imps for an additional 15 seconds because they die off, right? They time out and then they'll go away. So if I do all this just right when I get to 10 and I cast summon Demonic Tyrant, then they're out for an additional 15 seconds doing a whole bunch of damage. So then that's just about 30 seconds of damage inside of 1 minute that I'm doing big damage. Plus, your Demonic Tyrant increases the damage of the affected demons by 25% while damaging your target. And then I'm calling out more imps, right? I'm calling out more imps. So I'll have 20 or 22 or 23 of them things out. So think about that. 23 imps with 2 Dreadstalkers, a Gloomhound, 2 Felguards. Like, it gets nuts. And that's when he does big damage. Now, second place on here for DPS. I did beat out the Crown Eater, as Frosty likes to call it. I did beat out the Mage, but I still died a couple of times, which really gets on my nerves. Let's go look at that. I can look at that later. But anyway, I can look at Mythic Plus scoreboard too. I had 2 deaths in that. The second one when we wiped, and then the other. So if I'd have stayed alive longer, I would have probably beat out that Druid had I not died. But it's okay. I got off as a Warlock. I don't have a lot of interrupts. I tried 9 of them, but somebody else got all of them but 1 before I did. No worries there. I did 10 CC casts between Mortal Coil and Axe Toss, so not too shabby. And now my vault is full, and they're all 10 and higher, which means now each one of those slots will have a Myth Track item in them, which Myth Track will allow you to go all the way up to an item level of 730. So like that's a Myth Track tier item. That's a Myth Track neck, Myth Track shoulders. That's your Reshi wraps that you need to get into raid. Myth Track chest. Those two don't count. This is a crafted wrist, crafted staff. So both of those are 727. I have mythic hands. Now I need a mythic belt. All I have is a hero belt. I could craft one and get another 10 item levels there, which would probably put me to 727. Then I have mythic legs. I still need mythic feet. I'm using this because it empowers the Reshi wraps, which actually does a good bit. No, I don't want to look at him. I want to look at moi. Ethereal reaping. I think that's what that is. So it did 338, 3.9% of my damage. So not too bad. This is weird that the Charhound and my Felguard did more damage, because usually it's Eye Blast, Hand of Gul'dan, and then you'll start to see like Shagoon and the pets doing the rest of it. And Eye Blast is usually way ahead. Anyway, going back to this, then I have the Ring of the Panoply, whatever, however you pronounce that. And I got this on because it has Leech, which of course heals me for some of the damage that I do. So it returns a portion of your damage and healing as healing to you. So it can be good. Then I have the Logic Gate Alpha Myth track item that drops on Mythic Plexus. That's Plexus is the first boss in the raid that we're going to do tonight, but on Mythic raid instead of Heroic. So I was able to get that there. And then I also have the Myth Astral Antenna, which is huge. It is probably the most coveted items by probably 80% of DPSers out there, especially casters. Anybody that needs crit. It does big things. So the antenna has a chance to detect and to draw ambient arcane energy towards you, granting you almost 6,000 crit strike for 10 seconds. Multiple applications may overlap. And you'll see that they're the little orbs that are just kind of floating in the air to me. And when they hit me, it goes up by about 6,000. Now, it takes 700 to give me 1%. So if we pull out the old handy-dandy calculator, Frosty knows I love my calculator. If we say 5984 divided by 700 will give me an additional 8.5% crit with every little ball that hits me, right? And right now, and you can see it here at the bottom down here, I'm at 43.56%. And then sometimes it changes based on this, but it generally hovers around 45% regularly. But yeah, you could see that there, 43.56%, which is huge. And then my number 2 best in slots trinket. Yeah, the crunch numbers. That's me, brother. I be crunching some numbers. The Azakari and Parapodia is also a really good trinket. Your damaging spells have a chance to attract mites to feast on your target, inflicting up to 500,000 shadow damage over 5 seconds. And well-fed mites share their meal with you, increasing your intellect, which is our primary stat, by 8,612 for 30 seconds. And I think the uptime on that is actually pretty high. I forget what it's called. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't think it's this. Yeah, it's not that. There, look. I had 43 cast of the astral antenna and 35. I don't know why it's separated, but yeah. It's not Ascendance. It's not Ascension. Maybe it's not a... let's look at it here. There's the dot for the mites. That doesn't do very much. What makes it huge, not arcane, the intellect buff. You know, so it increases the magnitude of your spells, makes me hit harder, right? Let's see. Right here, Mighty Feast. So it was up 51% of the time in that dungeon. So for 10 minutes, which is huge, which makes all my spells and makes my demons hit harder too. And when you have out all those demons in that burst window there, it really can make a difference. Let me take my vitamin here. All right, it's 7:17. I'll log on my brewmaster. Show you guys that. All right. Oh, I forgot I had mail. I'll get it later. These are my three mains, what I call my three mains. Nation. Papa Smurf, you've met. Father Smurf is my gnome priest. And then Abbot Smurf is a monk. Abbots are like head monks. You know, if Papa Smurf is the leader of the Smurf village, then I made a then like Father Smurf just made sense because Father Smurf, you know, the priest is usually the head of the local church, So I created a priest. I had to name him Father Smurf. You know, that's just humor for myself. Then Abbot Smurf. Abbot is like the shepherd of the flock or the ultimate authority as it relates to monks, right? So that's why I called him Abbot Smurf. Then I have some other characters, like I created a shaman in Remix, but I couldn't create a gnome shaman. It wouldn't let me do that. So I called him Seer Smurf because in the shaman world, seers are at the top of the food chain, right? And so I made him a dwarf. So he's just a little bit bigger than the gnome. Not quite a gnome, though. Elder Smurf, again, it's a druid. I could not create a gnome druid. If I could do it, I would have got away with it. So because he's taller, I made him an elder. So I call him Elder Smurf. I use my level 80 from Remix. But then I got a pally, and Dux is like Latin for a duke or somebody in a royal army like that. So again, I couldn't create a gnome paladin, so I created a dwarf paladin and named him Duck Smurf. And then I was creating another brewmaster monk, which I called him Brew Smurf. I was doing it to get him up to level 80 so I get the class mount for the monk. Brewmaster is, all right, so playing a brewmaster or playing a monk is already a lot of buttons to hit and keep track of. Once you get used to it, oh man, it is a lot of fun. You have so many options and different things that you can do. For instance, on Brewmaster as a tank, and I think this also works with some of the other specs, but I've only tried Brewmaster out. You have a blackout kit, which causes a thing called blackout combo. And then, so whatever you cast next will cause it to react differently. Like if I cast my Purifying Brew, it will pause my stagger for like 3 seconds. If I click Celestial Infusion, it'll give me 1 extra tick of Celestial Brew, which adds to my shield. If I click Tiger Palm, it does extra DPS, you know. If I cast it on a Keg Smash, it will drop the cooldown of my brews by two seconds, I think it is. So, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that you could do. And, you know, for all kinds of different situations that you're in, especially while tanking. So, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's great. You know, he's a leather wearer. He's not a plate wearer like some of the other tanks, but it's still very Oh, I clicked on him going into Remix. Didn't mean to. I meant to log on to Abbott Smurf. Hey, here's a tip. Thank you for playing World of Warcraft. You rock. But yeah, so and then I still have a few other characters in there that I've never leveled up to 80 or anything like that. It's just I've always had Papa Smurf. But that's all I played for the longest. When I bought Midnight, the expansion, I got a free level 80 boost with it, and that's how I leveled up the Priest. So the Priest was like a level 25 or something like that. And yeah. Yay. Anyway, all right. I don't want to play on Remix right now. So I boosted the Father Smurf, the Priest, to 80. And I started playing it. I'm like, man, this is kind of fun. I've never played a healer. I kind of like this. So I said, well, let me look at playing a tank. And the only tank that I could play other than a warrior, because I didn't want to play a warrior, probably should have, but I looked at things and it looked like tanking on a monk was more fun. See, I have a horde priest, and I call her Gargamella because, as you know, in the Smurf universe, Gargamel is the bad guy. This is his sister, Gargamella. And then I had like Pally Smurf and Panda Smurf, who was a shaman, Wolfie Smurf, which was a druid, Daddy Smurf is a mage. That was the highest alt I'd ever had at 55. So this is Daddy Smurf. And then Gargamel. I couldn't do just Gargamel. I had to do it with 2 L's. But here's Gargamel, the brother of Gargamella. And then I just did this to hold the name because it was a Drakthir, I think. No, not a Drakthir. I was just reserving the name. So Dragon Smurf, Death Smurf, when I was creating a Death Knight back when they first came out. Hobbit Smurf is a hunter. Punchy Smurf was a monk. She was sassy as hell, too. Day Trader, I created as a monk. And what I used to do with this is actually just play on the auction house. And I used to make millions of gold, all kinds of gold, just buying and selling on the auction house and collecting things and selling it. I would collect things and send it to Day Trader, and then he'd go on the auction house and he'd be buying this and making that and selling it for more and doing this and doing that. It was great. And then I created Papa Smurf as a warlock on another server, Closet Smurf as a priest, Rogue Smurf, Mama Smurf. My son was playing this. He called it Fart Foo. He thinks that's hilarious. Papa Smurf, and then finally Fedoris. But I never play. I mean, you can see. I wish I could show you when I created this character, or especially like Fedoris, for instance, or Fart Foo. I probably created him like 10 years ago. Technically, I don't call it a class I haven't played. Or I call it a class I haven't played because, like, Mage, I've not gotten all the way up. Rogue, I've not gotten all the way up. It looks like a rogue, too. Look at that hair. Boy, I tell you. And I've deleted some characters, but, I mean, that's, level 5. Punchy Smurf, level 2. So these are the only 3 I ever got up to 80. And when Remix came out, because you can level so fast, those 2 got to 80 within a couple of days. So anyway, I'm going to log on Abbott Smurf. Now, Abbott Smurf's item level, I hit 720 this week. I hit it on Tuesday after getting my upgrade from the vault. So I was happy about that. Makes me not so squishy. And as I level it between 720 and 730, that'll make a difference too. But I have nothing that I can upgrade on this character till I get another piece of gear. So I got to wait for Tuesday when the vault comes out. That's why I've done, I think, 3 dungeons on him so far, and need to do the rest of them like Papa Smurf. Here I am hanging out outside of Arakara. Takes a second for everything to load in. My Earth back. And then I'll show you what my vault looks like on here. All right. So I've already run normal on this guy. I tanked normal for our raid on Tuesday. So I already did that. We cleared normal, no problem. We do that every Tuesday. And then I've got these 2 slots actually open at Mythic 10 or higher. So I've done 4. I thought I'd only done 3. So I need 4 more dungeons before I go to bed Monday night. And so I could do one now, but it would put too close to raid, and I want to be on time for raid. So, yeah. Let's see. I am in Discord, and I'm on push to talk. So, whenever the folks start getting in, which will be soon, then you'll start hearing other people talk here. Looking at my gear on this guy, so he has a myth helmet. I don't know if I got that this week or last week. Looks like maybe it was last week or this week, actually. He has a fully decked out neck at Hero Track, fully decked out shoulder at Hero Track. My Reshi wraps, of course, fully upgraded. This was what I got last week, which is a Myth Track chest item, fully upgraded to 730. And then I crafted my wrist. And then I got this pole arm. And then Hero Track hands. I crafted this belt, had this crafted. So it's 727. Of course, then I have my Hero Track legs, Hero Track feet. And with the feet, I also have, I believe, see, there's the Reshi wraps are triggered 30% more frequently, but it is the champion track for the Hero Track, which I could go buy the Hero Track item now. I think I have enough. Yeah, I have 3 puzzling cartel chips, so I need to go look at what I want. But those are only at 30% versus 40%. And then I have the Void Scarred Signet at 8 of 8 Hero, the High Nerubian Signet at Hero. This guy is my big guy, and I have to do the 5th boss, or sometimes they call it the 6th boss. I have to do the Soul Hunters fight in the raid in order on Mythic in order to get that at a Myth Track level, if it doesn't drop in the vault. But I got to get into a Mythic raid, and our guilds right now aren't pugging or going into Mythic raids, so I don't know. But this is by far my #1 damaging trinket. So, like, if you look at the dungeon that I tanked last night, which was an Arakara 13, we were only in there for a little bit because everybody kept dying. You could see the item level of the healer was only a 620. That's hard to believe. I don't think it was 620. I thought it was 670 something. Anyway, that did the most damage. If we look at Tazavesh, it usually does the most damage, and I don't know why it didn't here, but this is my 4-piece set item, the Harmonic Surge. So those are usually, but it does usually look like this. It'll be Brand of Ceaseless Ire is #1, Stomp is #2, and Harmonic Surge is either #2 or #3. and then of course Aspect of Harmony, and then Tiger Palm, and so on. But yeah, this one is just a trinket, and it's not even an on-use trinket. The trinket is nuts. So let me read it to you. It's an equipped trinket. So all you have to do is put it on. Taking damage infuriates you, which as a tank, that's what I do is I take damage, right? So it's a tanking trinket. Taking damage infuriates you, causing you to absorb almost 100k damage and deal 221k shadow damage per infuriation split between nearby enemies. And that damage is increased by 30% per additional enemy, up to 150%. So that means it'll go up to about 500k damage. Yeah, that's just fun for a tank. Absolutely. And you may be further infuriated every 15 seconds, and that'll stack up to 15 times. But when you come out of combat, you calm down quickly, right? So, but calm quickly upon leaving combat. So when I'm in a fight, man, that thing is hitting like a darn Mack truck, which is why it shows up number one. I mean, you can see here, it averaged 2.06 million damage, and it hit 168 times. We were only in that dungeon for, I don't think it says here. I can't read it because the name of the dungeon is so big. But yeah, we were only in that dungeon for maybe 15 minutes. 10 minutes, maybe. So it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah. Oh, those guys are up in the rating channel. Let me go up there. Okay. Discord is acting up. Let me close it and reopen it. Yeah, they're probably going to bring me on my DPSer tonight for raid. So you'll see Papa come out again. So you get to see it from a ranged DPS perspective. Well, let me try joining Discord now. Let's see. All right, that's turned off. I need to turn off. Yeah. There we go. Yo, yo, what's up?
Hear you now.
Yeah, my Discord's been acting up. It's been acting weird. I blame Rain for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I would too.
So, did the joke, was that like you want to kill me for that joke, that death face? Or was that you were dying?
I'm just dying.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a customer of mine that I pick on her too. When she asks me to do something, I'll tell her no. And she'll send me that skull, meaning she's going to murder me. And so, I'm not quite sure how to take the skull sometimes.
Illaby signed up.
Ah,
Do you remember who she is, Wally? Titan.
Who?
Illaby.
Love you mistook me.
Vaguely.
She was part of the Sirens.
which
I know
I,
Sirens was running like a recruitment drive tonight to try and beat Demencius.
Oh yeah.
I found somebody's stream from when she was streaming while she was in the Sirens. And I already told Evoca, I was like, yeah, and they were bashing us men and the way we mansplain things. And
I mean, probably.
yeah, no, you were. I heard you. You were in there. I was like, wait till I talk to Willows. Yeah, no, but it was funny. He's like, yeah, it's great. I'll tell them to look out for a mechanic, and they'll let them get hit by the mechanic like 4 or 5 times, and then a guy will pipe up and say, "Hey, we got to watch out for that mechanic," and then they're all good from there. And I just was laughing. I'm like, yeah,
Wrong right there.
yeah, it's kind of true. I try to pay attention. I promise.
Don't watch their streams anymore. Come on.
I think this was your stream. This was
okay.
your stream.
Oh my god, what?
Yes, this was your stream that I found on Twitch.
Yeah, I had a couple. I haven't opened that in months.
Well, I only watched probably like a good 5 minutes of that last stream. I don't even recognize the raid, but I guess there was an upstairs and a downstairs and this big worm thing in the middle, and
Oh yeah.
who knows?
Who's going down?
Who's going down?
I'm AFK. Evo needs help.
Okay.
I don't know why I love this mount so much. That mount you get that's the Star Bull, Papa.
Oh yeah.
When it lands from its special and it makes the cow noise, I want that so bad as a toy. That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's my main mount that I pull out on my tank. It's just fitting for a tank to be riding a bull, you know.
The gigantic horns.
Yeah. Ooh, making that noise.
I don't really get the star thing, but I guess it's part of the aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, you know, Jay's not going to be here tonight. She did
Yeah.
sign up as absent.
We're not gonna be able to kill Dimensius tonight, so.
Yeah. Well, you know, we probably
But
will
this
kill
be the third
Dimensius
kill
tonight.
On, what's his name? Salad bar.
Oh, that's true. We will get her salad bar.
I'm gonna come on my hunter for the first 4, and then I'm gonna switch to my main, trying to get a neck from one of those last 2 bosses.
Okay, is anybody that has a fresh lockout by the
I am.
portal?
I do as well,
I have no lockout.
but I haven't been invited yet.
That's why I haven't created the group, because I have an extended lockout.
So you want me to invite you?
Yeah.
Go inside.
I'm here to talk shit. Papa, get good.
Oh, damn.
yeah.
Why are you talking shit to me? Queen of the Murlocs?
I'm fucking sassy tonight.
Ooh.
Like it.
Ooh.
Titan, what did you do?
Nope.
He keeps bringing me opinions of stupid people, and I've been yelling all day,
That's valid.
and I don't like my dinner, and I want Dimensius to die.
I don't like my dinner.
I'm having a time.
Well, you know I bite back, so be careful what you wish for. Messing with me.
Careful,
I do what I
bro.
want.
Fair warning.
I have Jay to protect me.
Jay is not here tonight, so you are just shit out of luck.
He is just a DM away from exacting vengeance, though.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm kind of scared of my wife.
You should always be afraid of the person that knows where you sleep, man. Especially if they know how soundly you sleep.
And has access to your toothbrush.
Yeah, that's what you really got to worry about. Although I've been saying it for years, if I die, y'all need to make sure somebody calls the coroner and requests an autopsy, because I swear she poisoned me.
Did you hear anything, Rain?
No.
Neither did I. It's weird.
I told Mook that he's not allowed to die before
message,
me because
man.
then I'd be here all miserable and alone. And he said, "Bullshit, no you wouldn't. You'd be out adopting every stray and rescue peer between here and California." And I was like, "Yeah, you ain't wrong."
That is fucking hilarious.
I told
How many
Titan-
great peers do you have?
Just the one, but I've hit my critter cap. We're just kind of done having pets. But if you were to pass before me, a slim chance. Yeah, I probably would. Because seeing them just kill me.
It's okay. I told Titan he can't die before me because I'm short and I won't be able to reach the shit on the top shelf.
But what if he dies? He walks in the door, he collapses, and he's got in his hands those grabby claw things.
Why
Order
did he
her a
have
nice
grab-
step stool from Amazon.
I want to know what the whole story is. Like, why did he have the grabby hand things?
I was playing like I was Batman.
I like it. Unlike my dinner, which I don't like.
What was dinner?
Boring. Oh, just rice and chicken and sauce.
So just food.
Sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
It wasn't dinner, it was just food.
Exactly.
It's sustenance.
It's chicken and rice. That sounds delicious.
It's the same thing I've been eating for like 3 years.
It no longer hits that
It,
spot.
yeah, it's like I could eat dinner or I could just not.
That was the end of the sentence right there. It just doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Add a double shake of Tony Z's and Cajun it up.
I don't like red spice.
There we go.
Red spice.
I switched to push to talk. That way I can make noises for Frosty and they won't judge me in the Discord channel.
I mean, they do taste good.
Fucking Frosty.
I was just like, all right, you're like
But some
40 years
contests-
old.
Green vegetables always taste like dirt, no matter how much you clean them.
Stop. No, they don't.
Why are you eating so much dirt?
How do you know what dirt tastes like?
I'm a child of the 70s. I had my face rubbed into it enough.
Yeah, according to my mom, apparently I used to actually eat dirt. But even back then, I was super fancy and I used a spoon.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
And terrifying.
Did you have your pinky out just so?
Probably.
Wait. Oops.
Did you just say oops? I get nervous when you oops.
Remember, I write. Sorry. Hold on. I can't do two things at once. I write.
Do more.
I write everybody's names down from raid signups, and then I cross out names as people join, and I crossed out somebody's name who isn't in here.
Look, it better not be a Death Note notebook, okay?
Well, maybe.
It's been a good run.
I mean, damn.
I don't
Even
write my own name in there.
even in raid, she's taking attendance.
Yeah, it's just attendance. How we receive funding.
Yes, and I'm sure that she doesn't keep track of
Wait, we
attendance
have
in any
funding?
way.
I also, yeah, I keep note of when people sign up and they don't show up.
Wait,
I
what was I going to
note
ask
of
about?
when
Oh,
people
right.
show up and don't sign up.
I know about that one. I've been bitched out for that a few times.
Just a reminder for this week, I might be here tomorrow night, and I will not be here Tuesday.
Oh my god.
She does have the threats.
Because I'm going to the beach.
Fine.
Taking to the beach.
We repair before going in.
Going to the beach in November.
Can we go inside?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, in we go.
Where's the best time to go to the beach?
All right, I'm going to change the title of the stream now.
Last week.
And Friday night, raid night, full clear.
What are you?
Hopefully downing Dimmy.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm the only Imagine
Tightening up what?
Update.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, Frosty. I normally sign up a couple of minutes
Pucker
before.
in them cheeks.
What the fuck?
Let's see.
I can't with you people.
Yes, you can.
Hold on to
And
stuff
yet
like that
you
till the
stay.
pugs start showing up.
I stay and I love it. Whatever.
Switch to my raid single
I'm
target
sticking
spec.
to.
We're a guild that don't need no tanks, right?